so are we ready?
This is Jay.
This is A,
And this is Moxicated.
where we drop the booze and walk through the reality of life alcohol-free.
So grab your favorite mock, get ready to laugh, and let's get Moxicated.
Hello, Jessica.
Hello, Alexandra.
Welcome to Moxicated.
I just noticed that we kind of match.
Oh, we do.
Yes. I mean, and we never match on purpose.
We always are matching.
We're always matching.
Well, the key is not matching. We just don't clash.
We complement
Yes.
each other
Yes.
all the time.
I used to try to do that for my family, but now it's just haywire.
So did I.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when you used to be able to control, like, what they wore and, like, how you all looked?
Quinn
When you
took
went
that
out.
from me at like age 2, and people are like, "Your daughter didn't let you," and I'm like, "No,
No.
she's been dressing
Yeah.
herself and would like throw fits. Atlas, I can still get a little bit
Miles,
away
I
with,
get.
but
I
no,
guess I-
Quinn, man, she
Well,
started
thank
at a young
God.
age.
Remember her? She went through her pigtail phase and then her crown phase, her braid phase, or her bow
Yeah.
phase. She had to wear the same thing. And I think this is going to sound mean because, I mean, we did talk about Judgy AF recently. But before I was a mother, I saw a picture of a child and it was a little girl and she had leggings and a dress on. And I thought to myself, why is she wearing pants with a dress? Like, this was me, like, just so dumb and not a parent. When I tell you that every single day of her life for maybe the past 4 years, Kyla has worn
Leggings and a dress.
leggings and a dress. And I'm just like that idiot talking about myself. She had no idea. She had no idea. It's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
But then the tricky part is that you go to school and you see other little kids with their hairs brushed, full blown hairstyles that I can't even do on myself.
Yeah. No,
And
it
Kyla,
happens often.
Kyla's
Kyla's always very well put together,
Okay.
I feel like. When I see her, she's always, I mean, to birthday party we just came to, Quinn was wearing like sweat shorts and had her hair in a weird ponytail.
Oh yeah, no, she
Like-
puts herself together, but her newest thing with her hair, because like I said, it's the hair that goes through phases. And I don't know what it is. It's like she looks in the mirror and she thinks it's sticking up. So she puts water on it
Oh yeah, that's
everywhere, like all over here, all
Yes.
here. She'll get clumps of it and like
Yeah.
put it in random
give the
spots.
girl a water spray bottle.
And she has one too.
Oh.
But she comes out like we were at Philip's football office and she said she needed to use the restroom and she was using the head coach's restroom and then it was halftime. And then the head coach needed to use his restroom. And Philip had to be like, sorry, my daughter's in there. She comes out and her hair is like soaking wet like a drenched dog, like in a downpour. And both me and Philip are like, did you wet your hair in there, Kyla? Like the coach was waiting in the bathroom. She's like, no, I didn't. I didn't wet my hair. It's like dripping wet. I'm like, okay.
Quinn does that too. She also wants to shave off her baby hairs. And I'm like, you can't. They just will grow back and be small still. And so that's why she uses water to try to slick them down. I'm like, you
They're
just,
so old.
it's so
Why
interesting.
are they doing this to us,
The
Alex?
ticks.
I can't deal with it.
All I have to say is everything's a phase and it goes away. So I just try to buckle up and hold on.
You know what? Except for emo life, because that's never a phase.
Well, no, that's a lifestyle. I'll be going to my emo fest here soon.
I know, I'm so excited for you. I went to my version of an emo fest, which was just singing Hamilton in the movie theater. But I gotta tell you
That is not an emo fest. I'll tell you right now. Sorry, go ahead.
have you felt emotions while watching Hamilton before? Let me tell you that when they released the Wicked sing along, I was like, I'm absolutely never going to that. Why would I want to hear other people sing? Like, I only want to hear myself sing and the actors. So the Hamilton one is a little different, right? Because they sing the whole time. Well, I guess Wicked they do. Anyways, and we got tickets, and it was actually great. I was singing so loud I couldn't hear anybody else.
Well, that's good. I'm sure everyone enjoyed
I
that.
wonder if people heard me. But no, that was the cool thing is like once it got quiet or like I would stop singing to like listen in a little bit, everyone was singing. I'm like, dang. And there was a lot of young people in there. And I was like, yeah, you go, young people. And then they gave a 10-minute intermission, which when does that ever happen in a movie? You got to leave in the middle of the movie and come back.
Weird.
It was great. It was great.
Cool.
Anyways, the Hamilton song has been stuck in my head all week long
What
because
song?
gotta say no to this. I don't look at me like that the way you looked at me. Because we
Who
decided
plays Hamilton?
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He doesn't just play
Wow, I've never
Allie.
heard that name in my life.
Yes, you
That
have.
was the longest
Have
name
you
I've
ever
ever.
sang Moana?
Well, yes, I have seen it, but I've never looked up the Luau Maluana.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay.
And he not only is Hamilton, he wrote the play. He read a book on his honeymoon, and Philip has the book in case you ever want to borrow it.
Of course he does.
He read the biography of Hamilton on his honeymoon and was like, there's something to this. And so it's 20 years, so they explain this all at the beginning of the movie. But um then he came up with a concept and he sang it in 2008 at the White House to the Obamas.
Wow.
And it was the very first time anyone ever heard it. And from there, it just kept going and growing. And then he had like four songs. And then people were like, this should be a show. And then it was a show, but it wasn't on Broadway. And then it was on Broadway. Now it's been running for 20 years.
Wow. Tell them.
I love Hamilton, by the way. Anyways,
Maybe I'll watch it for the
it's
first
so
time.
good. It's so good. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if you didn't watch it in that COVID bubble when it came out on Disney Plus, then maybe it's not the same. Because we were in a different time. Like, we were different people then.
We were.
We were searching for anything, and Hamilton saved our lives in the Martino's house. Anyways, we're talking about saying no, which Hamilton does not say no to someone in the film, and I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
don't give it away.
But
some of us haven't spent our life's mission
I'm so sorry
on
for you.
Hamilton. No, I'm gonna watch it this week
It's
now.
the best thing to listen to on a road trip because it's about 3 hours, so the whole soundtrack can get you somewhere. And you're like, you feel like you watched it.
See, and I love The Greatest Showman and their whole soundtrack, so
Yeah.
I feel like I could be into this, but I just don't.
You
I just have.
you haven't stumbled in it. It's one of those ones that you could like close your eyes and watch. Like you don't need it to actually be on. Sometimes when it's on, I'm not even watching. I'm just singing.
Okay, Moxicators.
There's Moxicators. There's some Hamiltoners in the Moxicated family. I know.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
For sure.
today, geez, I'm gonna just choke on myself. I got so excited. Give me a second.
So today we are talking about saying no. Because
Yes,
it
we
can
are.
be very uncomfy saying no in some situations.
And that's obviously like the first, honestly, the first step of drinking is like not drinking, I mean, is saying no.
Yeah.
Is saying, okay, I actually can't do that. I can't go out. I can't drink alcohol. I can't smell, like whatever it is. That's your first step is saying, no,
No.
absolutely not. Um, and I think that that is honestly where the struggle to maintain an alcohol free life or to even attempt an alcohol free life is because that notion of saying no is so big and looming and it's just like staring you in the face. And I think that just like all things you're scared of, it gets bigger and scarier the more you try to avoid it or the more, you make it bigger in your mind.
Yeah. And plus, saying yes is so easy.
You know what? You preach.
It is. Well, no, I find myself in doing things that I don't want to do, like boundary, so many things. And just if I would have just said yes, it would have been so much easier. But at the end of the day, it's like, no, that is not what I want. That is not who and this doesn't just go for sobriety. This is everything.
Totally. Because I think we are all wired, and depending on what generation you came from, we're all wired to want to be able to say yes in a number of circumstances. And saying no creates like awkwardness, it creates tension. Um, it can be viewed as a punishment or like somebody did something wrong. And so I think that in order to like avoid walking through all of that, like you said, it's just so much easier to say yes. But it's easier in the moment. It's kind of like drinking.
That's what I was going to say.
It's easier in the moment, but then you wake up with a hangover.
Yes. Oh my God.
So when I was trying to make notes on this and trying to stop my brain from seeing Hamilton, I felt like that there are three reasons why saying no is so hard to do, regardless of what you're saying no to. And so the first one is temptation.
Yes.
And I think that temptation is so difficult because the person you're saying no to is yourself,
Ooh.
because you're the one who wants it. When you're tempted, it's not, I mean, maybe you were like influenced by somebody, but if you're like, no, I want that, or you're looking at something and you're like, oh, that looks so good, that looks so good, you're the person that you're having this internal battle with. You're the person that you're arguing with, because it is an internal conflict, and you want to say yes because it does feel good in the moment, and even maybe in the back of your mind you have that, like, and how many times did we, when we were drinking, like, oh, this, I'm gonna be paying for this later, or,
Yeah.
oh, I have those events coming up, but you know what, I'm just gonna drink right now, like, that's that internal
Yeah.
conflict you have, and you're like, it's almost, oh my gosh, my kids have been obsessed with Emperor's New Groove lately. And so I'm picturing Kronk's little, like, it's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This internal conflict that you're having to say no to one of them,
Yeah.
and they're going to argue with you.
Yes.
And they
Oh,
know how to argue with you because they're you.
yes. Oh, that is, oh, it's heavy. I feel like I go through that daily,
Yeah.
just with, even like you sent me something like an event that looked so fun, and I'm like, oh, yes, I do want to go to that. Oh my gosh. But in my head, I'm like, wait, look at the full schedule.
Mm,
Look at the next weekend. Look at the next weekend. Like that
yes.
actually might not work. And I still want to go to that and want to do that. But at the same time, I know for my own self, if like it's just not, it's too much.
Yeah. And that's where that, like, argument happens. And I think with sobriety and listening to yourself more, the, like, little devil guy gets a little bit smaller, and I don't know why I'm picturing like a squeaky voice, and then like your angel guy gets louder and you're just like, okay, no, no. But I think that a lot reasons why it's hard is, first and foremost, and especially if you have ADHD, the hit of dopamine that you get by saying yes to something. And I think that me and Allie say yes to shopping things a lot. And that dopamine hit, oh girl, we chase that. But then, what comes after is
Debt. No, just kidding.
getting a freaking box full of clothes that don't even aren't even cute
Yeah,
with
that you've
debt.
been catfished by.
Yeah.
And you're like, how have I been catfished by a clothing store? But I am, and now
Oh
I can't
my
return
God.
these.
Seriously. Gosh. God. Okay. Then the next one. Well, habits are automatic. We've
Oh,
talked about this.
yes,
Um, a new study showed that 43% of daily actions are habitual.
yes,
So this is like, the glass of wine with dinner thing is like, if you've been doing it over and over and over again, your body, your muscle memory, it almost like reaches for it. And you're like, you have to physically tell your arm, no,
yeah.
don't grab that. Um, yeah, that's so crazy. And then I think for me, I had days where I was just like, I had like an F it mentality, where I was just like, I don't care what happens.
We'll see. And this whole time, I don't know why I've been fighting to say it, but like YOLO was a
Yes.
huge, like, you only live once. No, you're gonna die. Like, yeah, you're right. You're going to die. And this is your last time living once.
I feel like the 2005 class of El Dorado like
Oh
rained
my
out their
God, YOLO,
lives in
YOLO,
KTF.
YOLO. Yeah, just like, oh my gosh, just having that mentality, which, yeah, it can
Yes.
be fun to do that, but also, and maybe we're just old now.
We are old.
We're like, no,
No
no,
YOLOs.
no, YOLO. Like, no, you really only do live once.
One time. I feel like too, it like makes it's like a more of a slippery slope too. Like, you're almost like, oh well, I've already done this, or I've done already done this, so I might as well do this, and then that maybe like inclines you to say yes to more things you would should have said no to.
Yes.
Um, Yikes.
One time, Jess and I got very drunk during the day at our friend's house, like so drunk. And that led us to go shopping at a
Oh,
store
yes.
and bought a bunch of ugly clothes. And then that led us to going to a fancy dinner
In
that
those
literally
clothes.
we don't really
I
remember.
don't know what I was wearing.
Like throwing food. It was,
I feel like there was neon colors involved.
there was, and I bought gold shoes.
Oh,
But just like the spiral of saying yes
yes. I'm
to
like,
things that
what?
you know are not going to be a good
Oh my
outcome.
God, it's
Sorry,
crazy.
just had to
I,
throw that little
I
tidbit
know.
in
As
there.
you were talking, I'm like, what story
Which
is she
story?
about to tell? I've actually never had that happen except for now on this. That's so funny. Okay, so my next one, the reason why it's hard to say no is disappointing people. We've got a lot of people pleasers out there. There's literally like all of us. The movement in life right now is to stop people pleasing. And obviously who you're saying no to in that instance is other people.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think for me, I don't know. Like for me, maybe saying no to myself is harder, but it's also hard for me to say no to like my people. It's easy for me to say no to people that are my people. But which one do you think is harder for you?
That's funny when you were saying that. I was like, it's probably harder for me to say no to other people, which is not great. But I am stronger in my boundaries. I
Yes.
do say no more often.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the initial disappointment of somebody is hard.
Yeah.
And two, it's like, oh, like people that I know I can say no to easier than people that I'm like,
The opposite.
oh, they don't know me. They don't know that I'll help out in another time.
So
Or
you
I'll
want to
do,
show
so I
up.
want to like
Yes.
show up in the way that I can.
Well, and it's interesting because I feel like there's different reasons why people feel like they don't want to say no to people. And like disappointing somebody is one, upsetting somebody is one, especially if you were raised in a certain way. But making things awkward, I think for me, it's so bad. Like more than upsetting somebody else or disappointing somebody, like I don't want to make it awkward. And I never realized how big the urgency to not make things awkward makes me say yes to things I don't want to do. Like, what? Like, I don't mind disappointing people, making people mad, but if it gets awkward, sure, fine, I'll do it. Like, that's so wild to me.
I have said yes in some awkward silences just because I can't stand the silence any longer. So I actually get that. But I've gotten better at being more like clear in my nose and more direct
Mm,
to where I'm not leaving like the gray space for
yes.
like a maybe.
Yes. Which is also hard to do too.
Yes.
You say maybe when you really, your head is like, no,
No.
no. And you're
And
like, maybe I can.
let me look at
Oh,
my calendar.
sure, 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 sure.
When everything's telling you no, 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 and you're like, okay.
Oh, I literally cannot get Hamilton out of my head. I'm so sorry. Okay. Why it's hard to disappoint people, first of all, besides all those reasons, is also a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe that's part of the awkwardness I'm trying to get away from, but humans want to belong. That like we were
Yes.
made to belong. Our brain processes social rejection like pain. So saying no, especially if you know, like however your nervous system is, saying no can feel like a death sentence or like a fight.
Yeah.
Um, and us women,
Ugh.
unfortunately, are even more conditioned. We're conditioned to prioritize harmony, uh, making people pleasing a survival skill for us. Like women have learned to get where we want. Sometimes we have to say yes when we don't want to. We have
Yes.
to be complicit. We have to be the good girl. We have to act a certain way, fit into a certain box. And if you were like born a feral animal, like screeching off of whatever planet you came from, like me, like that, how are you supposed to, like it just creates this whole mind thing where we're expected to say yes a lot more often than men are.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, I end up saying yes in situations because I have to prove myself in
Mm.
certain
Yeah, that's
situations.
a good one too.
Like as
Yes.
a woman, like, okay, well then
Yes.
I'm all right, I don't need your help. Yes, I will do this on my
Yes.
own. I don't need that. When really I'm like, I actually do need help and I need
Mhm.
support. But just like being a woman, you're like, no, you know what? I can do that on my own. I don't
Yes.
need that, you know?
Yeah.
And so then you're like, well, now I'm gonna have no time to do anything because I've just set myself up for this.
You just made me realize how often as a woman we say yes to everyone else, and like the majority of the time the person we're saying no to is us.
Yeah.
Like when it should be reversed, and like all of these scenarios where we're sitting here and we want to say no to the people, we're saying yes to them, and what we're really doing is saying no to ourselves. So if that's you, you're like, I'm a pro at saying no just to myself.
Yeah.
When you need to start saying it to other people. And I think when it comes to drinking, like, how much pressure is there to drink?
So much pressure. Even now, being sober for 9 years, I still have
Oh my
people that are
God.
like, just one. Are you sure you don't want just one? And I'm like, you guys, like, no, I do not want just one, you know?
I had someone, I was at a show, and I had someone who has congratulated us on the podcast. I don't know if they've ever listened. Ask if I wanted a shot. They're like, we're buying a shot. Do you want a shot? Do you want a shot? And I was like,
No.
no. See, now that's really easy to do,
Yes.
even when you're getting asked over and over again. But like that first month, if I would have been come like had someone come at me like that, no, I don't know. I don't know what I
Yeah.
would have done. I would have thrown it off to the side when no one was looking. It's a dive
Yeah.
bar.
And two, that also makes me realize that in some places, like having to explain our no's, it's too much work.
Yeah.
It's just too much, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I don't want to have to make you understand why I'm saying no. And in some situations, people put you in that. And they're like,
Yes.
so did you go to rehab? So
Mhm.
why? You know? And then you're like, oh my gosh, all I said was no, I don't want to drink. We're not talking about my family history here. Like, it's like,
It's always like I always think of that Jim Gaffigan thing, and I know I've talked about it before, where he says like this never happens with cheese, and people are like, why do you have an issue with cheese? Like
yeah, I'm
you're
lactose
like, yeah,
intolerant.
actually my grandpa, his health issues, and then you get into your like parents' health issues. Is that what you're asking for? Because when you ask me if I had a problem for alcohol, it's equivalent.
Yeah,
It's not like when someone says something about like a medical diagnosis, people are like, well, how'd you get that?
yeah,
Can we talk about it a little bit? Usually they're like, oh, okay,
yeah.
sorry. Not with alcohol.
No.
Um, I honestly couldn't think of another word. So why should I? The third one was FOMO.
Yes, FOMO thrives everywhere, in
Yes.
every age. I don't care who you
Every
are.
age.
I
Oh,
don't care
Lord
who
have
you are.
mercy.
My kids, my mom, my grandparents, like the FOMO, myself.
The dogs.
Yeah, oh yeah,
The dogs have
dogs.
FOMO. Bobs. And in that situation, you're saying no to what you are perceiving as fun or memories. And in that situation, you feel like the no that you're giving is leaving you out.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to have this moment with people or a connection. That was a big thing for me, I think, when I would force myself, because I hate going places. And like as a young 20s person, I really was forced to go places a lot, and I thought that I would miss like that friendship that someone else was going to get. And like now, this person was going to have a friendship that thrived and bloomed, and there was going to have inside jokes and stuff that happened that I wasn't there for. And I think that that was really hard for me even when I was drinking. And when I was drinking, it forced me to be in positions where I was going out all the time because I didn't want to miss out on what was happening, even though I'm
Yes.
not a goer outer.
Yeah. No.
Oh my
Yes. 100%.
God. Well, and I think for you, you were very good about alchemizing the like time between you not speaking about your decision to not drinking into intoxicated by like just still doing all the things.
Yeah. But see, that also plays into like my people pleasing. Like up until last year, I was taking shots of water because I wanted to be
Mm,
included, you know?
yeah.
And it's like things like that where I still like diminished myself to be included and to not have the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, I want to be included in every second of this and just trying to find a way for people not to say, well, since you don't drink, you're not invited, you know, or since
Yes.
you don't drink, so why would I invite you to this and things like that. I would try when I was out to make sure that I did everything just like everyone else for the fear of standing out. Because then, okay, at this party, am I going to go down my family history? Am I going to tell somebody all of my fears and, you know, like,
Yes.
and so instead, it was just easier to kind of chameleon my way in and then also use different excuses like a health reason or like, oh, I'm busy tomorrow. Oh, I have kids. Oh, I'm driving. Rather than just saying, no, I don't drink
Yeah.
when that's all you have to say. Or,
Yeah.
no, I don't drink alcohol. That's literally all I had
Yeah.
to say. And instead, I was doing everything around it, trying to just prove that I'm still a person and want to be
Yeah.
included.
Yep, totally. And honestly, it's hard for a lot of reasons, but like first and foremost, as we mentioned earlier, like humans are made to be in community. And if we want to get like real woo woo and spiritual and talk about, past lives and back in the day and all this stuff is like historically, like community is where you were safest.
Yeah.
If you weren't in community, you were in danger. And that still lives in us. That still lives somewhere, in us. And so when we perceive ourselves as not being included, there could be some element of the animal brain being like, this isn't okay. Like, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. That's just like biologically our body, which is so fun that our body is just doing this for us. Um, but also, I mean, and we all know this, alcohol is like it's like a shortcut, like what am I trying to think of? I was trying to think gamer talk, but um, just to connection. At least it was for me. I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like I can't
It's like the
connect.
plug.
Yeah, yes, I can't connect to anybody. But then I drink, and so it's like, oops, okay, now I can. Now I can go out and be friends. Now I can make friendships. Now I'm gonna be in community. Now I'm gonna be laughing instead of in my, room watching Bravo. Like it was alcohol that I thought was doing that.
It's like the icebreaker to
Everything.
every new beginning. You know, it's
Yes.
like how
Yes.
I remember being thinking like, how am I going to make new friends if I don't drink?
Yes. Because everything is let's go get a drink. Let's go get a drink. And I think that we're still fighting that as much as alcohol free culture has expanded and stuff has grown since we've started Moxicated. Like we are still fighting that. As like being one of the only adult activities for connection.
Yeah.
And then I think the last thing, and this goes for everything, not just alcohol, but we are full blown social media victims. And we see what everyone is doing. And while in the past few years, I think there has been steps online to show more authenticity, more reels, like real reels, more crying pictures, whatever, just to like show people that life isn't always good. But that still doesn't mean that like when you're sitting there scrolling, you're not thinking like, God, if only I were to have gone to the party, been friends with that person, not set a boundary here, drank alcohol, whatever, I would be able to be included. It's like in our face.
Yeah. I even saw someone the other day saying, which this is crazy too, but saying that them seeing someone crying almost made them feel even worse because they were like, I wish I could be that vulnerable. And I'm like, oh
Oh
my
no, no,
gosh.
here we
Like,
go
here we
again.
go. Like
Have
even like
mercy on our
even
souls.
people trying to have a hard spot, people are
Wanting.
wanting to be able to do that. And it's It's crazy.
It's like glamorizing every part of everything, even if it's bad, because it's a highlight reel, because it's presented to us in this cute little square with music on top. I always add music to my moody posts. It makes them a lot more likable. And you're just like, oh, cool, look at this post. It looks like she is going through a really hard time, but look at how whimsical and cute it is. Like that's what we're doing. That's literally what we're doing. Um, so I just think that saying no, like, there's so many reasons why you're having a hard time with it. So give yourself grace first and foremost. Like you are fighting a battle against yourself, against others, and against this perceived like idea that you don't even know, because that's another part of the FOMO is like I have a great imagination. And so the way I imagine things are way better than they actually are. So in my head, like the party is so glamorous and everyone's like just doing the best, coolest things. But if I actually go, I'm like, oh my God, why am I here? And that person won't stop talking and I'm in the corner. And like our imaginations are so much better than reality sometimes.
Yes.
And so don't let that get away. Use your imagination for good.
Yes.
Don't let it trick you. And if saying no is hard, here are some ways to cope.
Yes, totally.
So the first one is something that we say a lot, and it's also said in, a lot of recovery platforms, is to play the tape forward. So whatever it is you're saying no to, yourself, somebody else, an event, like if you are going to say yes to this, what is it going to look like tomorrow? And again, this doesn't have to be about alcohol. If you really want to buy that purse and you've been thinking about it a lot and say, okay, well, if I buy it, what's going to happen to my bank account after and what's going to happen to my bills afterward? You have to play the tape forward. And sometimes playing that tape forward goes, oh God, I'm going to look so good in that purse. And then you buy it. That's just
Don't
me.
ask us to buy things, or if you should, because we'll say yes.
Thank you. Thanks. And this is another one, replace instead of removing. So maybe you don't say no, maybe you just say this instead. So instead of getting a drink of alcohol, get a drink of lemonade or a mocktail or coffee or water. My friend, okay, I have been sober for 6 years, and my friend made me a drink the other day, and all it was sparkling water with a lemon in it. I've never had lemon in a sparkling water before. It's glorious. It's absolutely
Oh my
glorious.
gosh.
Put it in a fancy freaking glass. Um, and yeah, replacing, don't remove. Another good thing is make it harder to get, make it harder to
Yeah.
access. What is that temptation? Like, do you need to block some websites on your phone? Do you need an accountability partner? Do you need to remove all alcohol from the house because there's someone else in the house that drinks? What do you, same with sugar, same with food, whatever it is, like make it be something that is hard to get to. And it's not about like being strong. It's about setting up an environment that feels good, where you're not looking around in your environment being like, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. Like, make your house or where you stay a place that feels good for yourself.
Yeah. And I think too, another one is just be honest.
Yes.
Like clear, direct honesty. And you
Yes.
can be polite when you're saying no and
Yes.
express gratitude, but you don't have to explain your reason for declining or saying no
No.
or drawing that boundary, but you can just honesty.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
it's easy.
And sometimes using like a broken record and just saying the same thing over and over again will get someone to shut up. I feel like sometimes we think we have to be so creative with this English language and like say the same thing, say no 1,000 different ways, when really you can just say, no thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
And
No
then they keep
thanks.
going, no thanks, I'm good. And then they keep going, no thanks, I'm good. Like, if you want me to be a broken record, I like records. I can do that. I can pretend. And then on that same thing, like if you know you're going to have to say something, plan what you're going to have to say.
Yes.
This is a shower before while you're getting ready. That's the best part, to plan
Yeah.
what you're going to say. That's when I have all the best conversations with people, in the shower. Um Um, Also, remember that people's reactions, I'm gonna say 92% of the time, this is just Jess stats, are not about you.
No, it's a mirror.
Yeah, and sometimes you saying I'm not gonna do something makes somebody be like, well, why? If you're not doing it, does that mean it's bad? I'm doing it, and then the over explaining will happen or whatever. But for the majority of the part, when you feel that with someone else, it's not because they're like hating on you. It's because you have just, as Al said, held up a mirror to maybe their alcohol relationship. Um, you're gonna flip that FOMO into JOMO, baby.
Yes, I love JOMO. And it's always
I love
surprising to me
JOMO.
how many people don't know about it. Like, no,
I
the
thrive
joy of missing out.
thrive on JOMO. Um, when I think about joy of missing out, I picture just clean face, sometimes even a fresh shower and some fresh clean bed sheets with the best television on, snuggling up in bed. Because to me, there's really nothing better than that. There's no outfit that I could put on, even if I thought I looked amazing in it. There's no songs I could dance to, even though I love music, that outweighs that beautiful, comfortable feeling. So, what is that? Like for you, what is that in your life? Where is that place where you're like, that's where I'm at? And you can't make it somewhere that you have to like travel to be.
Yeah,
You
no,
have to be in your make a safe space within your own in your own place, and then that's how you create your own fun. Like for me, that is fun. A lot of people that wouldn't be fun. They don't like to take baths. They don't like Bravo. That's okay. They have their own type of fun. Maybe it's romance novels.
yes,
Maybe it's vampire films.
yes, it is. No, mine's sitting on the couch and doing random things.
Yeah.
But usually at
Nails is in there.
nighttime, yeah, at nighttime I have the TV on. I'm not usually listening to a book. My books are daytimers.
Okay, it's good
So
to
at
know.
nighttime,
That's when
watching
SVU
TV.
breaks out.
Yeah. Yes, actually, I didn't even know I was behind on a season, so I've been watching all
Oh,
the new ones.
I had to.
Olivia, she'll never get old.
She's
Ageless.
she's ageless.
Ageless.
Gorgeous human Olivia Benson. God, a role model for all
Oh my
times.
gosh, yes.
I think lastly, reminding yourself that the moment is fleeting.
Yes.
So whether you're saying no, to a person, yourself, saying no to an event, like it's not the end all be all. It's not your life is not over. Like the feelings that come with saying no are temporary. They're going to go away. Hopefully we can move through them so that they go away, but knowing that it's not forever. You're not always going to feel these feelings, and the more you get used to saying no, the better you feel when you say no.
Yes.
So, just go tell some people no this week.
Yeah, no.
Scratch everything off your schedule. You know, just
Here's
tell
your
them no.
permission to say no.
We signed your permission slip. We are not going to tell you no. So yeah, have a great week. We love you, babes.
Talk soon.